mountaintop in Tennessee. Greenest state in the land of the free. Raised in the woods, so he knew every tree. Killed Tim a bar when he was only 3. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
That was what we all were looking forward to, huh, Mammy?
Yes.
We went to Nashville to see him born. We were so excited.
Oh, very.
We heard the first cry. We had such high hopes.
We did.
And
did.
it's just, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. He just, I mean, he was born with a great brain and a smart kid and just threw it all away. Just threw it all away. Just don't know what happened. I never thought I would be so disappointed with my grandchild.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
My name is David Culotta, and I honestly have no idea where to begin.
Oh, hey, Chris. Just come and just sit down.
Oh, what's up, Chris? How's it going? Sit down, boy.
Great. Let's get started.
Zodiac.
Yes, idiot. Accomplish anything.
Strap yourself in.
Strap yourself in for a ride.
Just get. All right. Guys, we forgot Joey's birthday.
I turned 21 in 10 days,
Lemonade. Hot and fresh lemonade.
and I am not ready.
What am I gonna do now?
I'm still here.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Since I turned 18, I have made a 43-minute short,
Or as I like to call it, Meatloaf!
a 100-minute film.
The Adventures of Alexander Markham. And Kid Clark, too, for that matter.
I've also made a 45-minute short
The amazing Aloysius Clark.
Showtime.
and a 27-minute TV pilot for a show which, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get to make the rest of the season. Everything just gets so convoluted, and the whole thing sort of fell apart in my hands.
You have to get NFT sauce.
Help! They're coming! They're coming for me! It's not real. I'm trapped in the phone. I'm trapped in the phone. Help! I'm trapped in the phone. Let me out! Let me out! I'm trapped in the phone.
I got an Xbox! I love it!
Beat that.
Yeah, beat that, sucker.
Okay, let's open our present before you make any judgments, okay?
I have to give a pitch for a documentary in my documentary class in 10 minutes.
Proofread, I don't know if we have time for all this.
Nonsense, Timothy. We have times for all things important. And this is something that I deem to be quite very important indeed.
Karate, something you should use until you die!
Wow. This is actually really terrible.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this footage. It might go in the documentary. I don't know. I really just needed to say I'm not ready to turn 21. Every project I've made is supposed to be the one, even from The Birthday, which was the first short film I ever made. I thought that would be the one.
Get out of here. No one likes you. Get out of here! Get a better gift.
Dude, like, you're actually the best magician in the entire club. They just don't know that yet.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Well, here I am. My hair's falling out. I'm losing my mind. Well, I've lost it then. Thought that I found it, but it's very hard to keep track of. And I'm about to be an adult. So yeah, I should probably leave.
You know what? Why don't you leave?
Fine, I will leave.
Fine.
Oh, well. A little distance never hurt anybody. Where is it?
It's in, Florida.
Oh, God, why?
Where is he now?
Where are you now? Florida?
Where exactly?
Florida?
This is my wonderful girlfriend, Artemis Jones.
I don't really want to go. But it's a great opportunity, and it's what I've decided.
Florida has never existed, and it never will.
There's no one here that I know. Stressed out and anxious, and I can't find Artemis anywhere, much less talk to her, and I need someone I know to be here, okay?
What up, Snapchat? Just found out I didn't get into film school again! Ah! Hey, Snapchat! Just guess who found out I didn't get into film school again! Ah!
I'd say touche, but I'd rather kill myself than speak French, so.
Touche.
It's disgusting.
The amount of effort we put in for absolutely nothing.
It's almost like the people who are still watching.
You don't have to justify anything to me. I know, okay?
I know I don't.
It's cool.
It's just, you know, I miss everyone. And now I'm back. So.
I haven't made any friends at all since I transferred.
I just wallowed in my own sadness for as long as I can remember.
You're home now. Just like it was before.
Who do you know here?
Hello. Welcome to the Showstopper Project.
The Showstopper Project!
This is the Showstopper Project.
This is the Showstopper Project.
This is the Showstopper Project.
The show must be stopped.
How many more people have to die before you start taking this seriously?
This is so stupid. Do you realize that? Do you realize how stupid this is?
The world is broken.
At this point, you're probably wondering, what am I watching? And that's fair. That's very fair.
You know, maybe this is a fictional thing. In this world, though, if this is fiction, then I decide the rules.
Do you know how little it's gonna take me to get through this camera to you? Not a lot. It's not a lot, okay? It's not a lot. I promise you, I'm coming. And you don't want to be there when I am.
So what do we do? Well, sometimes to save the people inside the house, you have to burn it down.
You are in for the most seismic, monumental shift in human culture. It is me, the Showstopper! You are in for a treat tonight! That I can tell you. I don't know why the accent, that was sort of a misstep on my part. Sort of sidestep that.
Happy birthday!
The whole point of this is to deliver a complete arc where I go from being scared to be 21 to accepting this has happened now, I can't change it, and I'm okay with it.
The final shot is him blowing out the candles.
But we already did that.
Okay.
Did we get it on film?
We got it on film. That's why I tried to bring it around and go like this, so you could actually see it. But it went out halfway through me doing it.
It doesn't matter. It's improv, baby.
It's improv.
That's just life.
But this
Perfecto mundo.
I
We're
think
trying to
the
create
best
something
way
bigger
to
than
show that you have just accepted it is to be present and be with your friends and not worry about a performance and to just enjoy the moment.
That's one suggestion I had.
All you always strain yourself time after time after time for performing. You already delivered your performance tonight and it's done. So just for once, you always talk about how you need to do camping, you need to do X, Y, Z to be happy, you need to do this, and you'll be happy. But if you just kept setting these not impossible, but difficult goals for you to achieve to be happy, and you just, in the moment, decided happiness, then you'd be happy.
Yeah, because it's like, even though that, like, say, the things that you have in mind for the future aren't necessarily negative, like I'm worried about this happening or this going wrong, it's still future thinking. And no matter what, whether it's positive or negative, that still
detracts from the now.
Yeah.
The point of catharsis is that it stops. And if you use this catharsis as a way to keep going, then it detracts from it.
Then it's going against everything that you've been working for this past.
Come eat some cake and come drink some beer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're away from the party right now.
This is your birthday party.
Come on.
And your friends are here and you invited them over.
I know
and
it's
they
a hard
probably
thing to
wanna see-
accept, but not everything needs to be filmed. Not everything needs to be filmed. You can drive yourself crazy trying to film everything, and like by filming something, you're trying to control. You're trying to like exert control over something that you have no control over. And like I guess in a way, like this is exactly what you want. This is exactly what you want.
What do you mean?
It's better improv than you never asked for.
David, this is exactly what
This
you
is
want.
perfect
You
improv,
fucking know
baby.
it, you piece of shit. Like, come on.
Should I walk in? No, that's stupid. That's stupid. What do I say? What do I say? My name is Christopher Clark, and this is where it gets complicated. What you just saw was the first part of David's documentary. What you're about to see is, I don't know. He kept talking about wanting to make it bigger, wanting to make it better, more shots, more interviews. The whole story, the whole story. That's what he kept saying. He kept saying the whole story, the whole story, the whole story. Look, I mean, this is what he left me with. Do you see that? It's just piles of mostly useless SD cards. I mean, some of the shots are good. Don't get me wrong. Most of the shots are shit. But I don't know. I feel silly. I feel stupid. I feel dumb. I mean, this is itchy. It's too small. I hate it. I've always hated it. I'm a person. I'm not a character. And I don't know. I guess I'm doing this out of some, I don't know, kind of sad, pathetic respect for David, whatever. I don't know, but I'm doing it, okay? And I don't know what this is. I don't know what it means, but I hope it makes some sense to you. And I don't know, I guess at the end of the day, I hope it's what David would have wanted. Whatever that means. Whoever David is.
Okay. David's log, number 1.
if you're. I don't know if this is going to be in the documentary. Don't know in what capacity I'll use this. I don't know if that's going to make the cut.
My grandmother would say, like, oh, that boy has a sparkle in his eye. He's special. And he is. He's very, very special. But I'm not sure it's in the way she thought it would be.
You stole the facility drinks! You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized! So you get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
David's influence on the rest of the family has been nothing short of frightening.
I'm Henry Culotta, and that's all you need to know about me. When people recognize me as David's little sister, it's honestly embarrassing and scary. It worries me that he has a very bad reputation, and I'm sure he does.
Hello, I'm Gio Culotta. David is my older brother by 2 years. You know, before there was like friends helping and stuff like that, it was me.
I'm Roy Joseph Culotta, Jr. I was named after my father, Roy Joseph Culotta, Sr. And, well, you may note, I am not the firstborn son of my parents. That, in fact, is David.
When David was first born, I really didn't want to give him my name because he really didn't have normal anatomy.
How many testicles? One testicle.
David has one testicle. It's a well-known thing. Like if it was me, I probably wouldn't tell anyone that I had one ball. But somehow it snuck out, and now we just give him shit.
And he's got a deviated septum.
Yeah, his nose is fucking
enormous.
It's atrociously large.
You meet David, and that's the first thing you notice about him.
Yeah, it looks like the glasses he's wearing, you take them off, you expect the nose to come with it.
My name is Chris Cronin. I'm going in my 4th year at LSU, and me and David have been friends since the 3rd grade. Every time I would go over to David's house, he would take out this iPad, and that was what he used to film everything on this enormous iPad.
Hello, Papa Dimitri. Hello, young Vladimir. How are you this morning? I am quite good. That is nice. Did you see the new election of the new Russian Federation government?
A lot of them were kind of fun. Even if they weren't good, I've always thought, everyone starts somewhere.
One friend in my world history class, I was just talking about David, saying, oh, we should put one of his videos on. And I was like, sure. So we put lasagna on. And no one really got it. Everyone just kind of sat there. And I think my teacher thought less of me.
David had been filming his videos all the time in high school, but he had this bright idea to do something that he called the Culotta Games.
Hey guys, Paul here. Come to the Culotta Games.
The Culotta Games are a scavenger hunt competition that David puts on.
And it was a huge deal.
To some people, not to everyone. A lot of people didn't really give a shit.
People would talk about it at school all the time, and everybody was kind of like, what is gonna happen? Nobody really knew what was coming.
People would get in teams of, I think, 4.
David basically had this whole set of clues arranged around Baton Rouge.
We had to complete either a cipher or complete a task.
The first team to figure out the whole scavenger hunt and make it back to the start got the prize.
People definitely got into the Culotta Games.
I had to win.
We became very concerned because a scavenger hunt around town with teenagers in cars.
Obeying traffic laws, but they were obeying traffic laws as quick as they possibly could.
What if someone gets in a wreck? What if something happens to somebody while they're playing the Culotta Games? We're getting sued.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Culotta Games have just concluded.
I know it turned out great and fun. It was a great time for all.
Thank you so much for playing. Have a good night.
But that, David got lucky, because that could have been a nightmare.
The second one, it was themed.
It was Batman themed. People would run around to these stations and they would talk to characters.
My team ended up winning the second Culotta games. I remember like taking a video, like, oh, we're here first, and people were actually mad.
But we were all having a good time.
It was very, very, very fun. You know, core memory.
Trying to figure out like what was going on in David's mind. How did he come up with this? How does this play into his kind of overall goal?
So David decides David's going to film school, and all of a sudden he becomes the movie guy.
When David first told us he wanted to go to Florida, I was all for it.
That's what you want to do with your life. Great, great.
I mean, it was time for him to get out of my house.
I definitely don't remember when David started wanting to go to film school, but I definitely remember when he didn't get in.
When David found out he didn't get into film school, it was obviously the biggest deal in the world.
No one was surprised that it would be a meltdown.
We found out at our youth and government conference.
David gets a notification on his phone, and he starts to open it, and like while he's opening it, he gets distracted and looks away. And I'm sitting right next to him, and I look over, and the subject line for the email is, "From Florida State University, we regret to inform you."
And then we had a little bit of a crisis, I think.
All I remember is him laying in a comatose state listening to Time in a Bottle.
And he cried like a bitch.
Yeah, he was pretty beat up about it for a while.
I was scrolling, just looking at the rejection letter, and I held it up to his face, and I said, "It says here you can reapply."
He decided that he was still going to go to Florida State anyway, because he was going to try to like reapply the next year.
He started making his things even weirder and more avant-garde, I think, to make it come across more filmly.
No one stops to admire the evergreen.
What was interesting is that this kind of coincided with us having this philosophy class.
As a class, me, a couple of my buddies, David, our buddy Chris.
One philosophy that he really liked was nihilism. So after David didn't get into film school, he decided that nothing matters.
We began to hear whispers about his newest project, and we were instantly confused. It was called
Meatloaf!
My name is Jacob Greer. Are we doing last names at this thing? Okay, my name is Jacob Greer. Some call me Jacob with a K, some call me Jacob, some call me Cac Bob. One person calls me Cac Bob. It's Thomas.
Wow, what is Meatloaf? That's a really good question.
Meatloaf is where it all started.
The first film project I believe that I worked on was Meatloaf. I heard what you said, I have no idea what you're talking about.
David said, "I need somebody to help me with the camera, or help me with this, or help me with sound," and I was just like, all right, I'm free for the summer.
He came up to me and he's like, "Chuck, I need you to play a wizard." And I'm like, well, it's gonna take some magic to make this movie good, if any of the other ones are an indicator of the quality of this one.
Greetings! I am Crigley the Wizard, and this is my goblin compatriot, Greg. Say hello, Greg.
So, I was just kind of like playing a version of myself if I was a goblin. Whoa! Crigley.
You know, we just wanted to put on a good show and try and get through it as quickly as possible.
You know, sometimes I feel like I don't fully get it.
Meatloaf is a film about the meaning of life.
Just wanting to be a hero.
Sort of action, thriller, a little bit of fantasy.
It's about these two chums that work together.
My name is Tim Possible, and this is my faithful butler, Proofric.
Sort of champion of justice, you know, the good guy.
And he's got a stop some evil dude in a lab coat.
Dr. Nihilus, which is
An exact replica of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, pretty much.
You could not have given me a more perfect opportunity to explain my evil plan.
it was very reflective of the two sides of, you know, David Culotta.
What a distraction! Whoa, 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 whoa! All I want is the meaning of life.
It's like, if I can't find the meaning of life, everyone's gonna die, because who cares?
And he had this like MacGuffin that was like the button.
To push or not to push? That is the question.
The Meatloaf device, that whenever it is pressed, it changes the reality that they're in, or the genre that they're in, or the universe that they're in.
Most of the plot of Meatloaf is kind of lost in the translation of Meatloaf.
Tim Possible is moving away.
He could finally do what he was born to do. His dream job, fighting for what he thinks is right. But he'd be leaving his best friend behind.
And one last thing. If you're going to work for us, we have one final mission we'd like to see you carry out with your current agency. Can you do that?
I suppose so, yes.
What did we film the first day? Oh shit, I do not remember. I think we pulled up to the park and we shot the Rocky sequence first, I think.
I don't know, I had never, it felt like there was a lot of pressure.
I don't know, it gave me kind of a purpose, and it gave me a lot of time to hang out with my friends.
It felt like gradual. It felt like we were starting something, but this is the very beginning of what could be.
I pretty much joined the project to help because David was like, I need someone to fill in for this role, can you do this? And then whenever I joined, my maternal instincts kicked in. So I just brought water bottles and made sure that they were drinking water. Yeah, it was my first time in front of a camera ever. So there was a lot going through my mind, and I didn't know how to act on camera.
Sam Lemon, private investigator, do missing persons, no murders?
Isn't murder just missing from life?
I played Sam Lemon. She was the film noir genre detective. She was, I think, an alcoholic.
We live in a meaningless world.
And Caroline had real whiskey. She had a real thing of whiskey.
Which was really interesting for me to discover as an actor, being a minor and never alcohol. I just hadn't.
I don't remember. I think it's Bandersnatch.
End of the line.
Who's the disposable underling of the villain, right? Who is played by David. Not sure if that is intentional.
I thought it was really fun, besides wearing the mask.
It was
Which
so
one was Meatloaf?
unbelievably hot outside when we had to do that bullshit.
What was that on top of the parking garage? Was that one?
What's up now, bitches? Great, stand that up.
To me, it was one of my favorite days. Not because of the situation that I found myself in. I just enjoyed seeing everything come together for a climax.
Skip, y'all guys ready? Your lives peak today, boys. Everyone else?
Nope. I have so much writing on this. Woo! Let's do this!
I believe it's time for an ice-cold can of whoop-ass.
One day left. One day left. One day left.
I think me and David were both No, it was just me that was leaving in a day.
And we It was me, David,
me,
Julia.
Not much of an actress, but I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I'll help.
and dear sweet Luke Cockfield.
Action.
I'm Agent Alexander Gent, but you can call me Agent.
He didn't really give me much of a notice about filming and preparing to film.
Oh, well, you see, the agency... Wait, is that... Oh, that's Tim's lines. That's not
No, sorry, that was a typo.
I mean, you can see me reading the lines through my sunglasses, but there's nothing else we could do.
It was hot.
I didn't mention that I got heat stroke. I probably got heat stroke, was what happened, by the way.
That was when he started to get stressed.
It was like he put this pressure on himself, like this, he was not going to achieve his dream if he couldn't do this one thing. Like everything was riding on this in this moment.
And we had to make an emergency run to the gas station to get Gatorade.
Lost a lot of sweat that day.
That was probably the worst day of Meatloaf, was that one.
And then I had to go home and like finish packing all of my belongings to leave Baton Rouge for what felt like it was going to be forever. And then I did.
So David invited everyone in our friend group to his house to watch it, and everyone that worked on it. And he was kind of still working on it while people were getting there.
I saw everybody at Meatloaf. And, like, I had that same feeling of, I'm not going to see these people for a minute.
You know, for a high school film, like first one you're trying to do, that was like, you know, that long. It was pretty good. I had some fun. Had some fun filming it.
While it was new for me, I think yeah, I think so.
I can see something coming, like, eventually. I can see it. There's some little, like, glimmers, but overall, pretty cringe.
There's a lot of button pushing in that movie. I like that, so that's about it.
We made a movie. Like, we're goofing off. We're having fun. But also, this is, like, it was kind of serious, you know? Like, we were trying to be professional, but when you don't have a semblance of what that is, you try, you know?
Awesome!
How many people live your life, sir?
1. How many people live your life?
1. Part of the journey is the end.
I think Meatloaf is pretty good after the first 10 minutes. I'll die on that hill. Goodbye, guys. I love you all.
Goodbye.
Obviously, the whole point of the movie was trying to prove why the universe matters. I mean, I always kind of suspected that David was trying to, like, prove to himself through the movie that there was some sort of meaning to all of this, and whether or not he actually found this meaning is definitely up to interpretation.
Oh, what a stupid thing!
It's just for the shot.
I mean, I love the guy, but that was ridiculous.
Hey guys, come on in. This is my house. This is my room. This is the headquarters. This is where I do all my work. There's my brood poster. That's my most recent project. That's my roommate Andrew. We usually just keep him in there, but sometimes he gets out. Yeah, try not to look at it anymore. My name is Marshall Waters. I've been making videos since I was a kid. Pretty much just like picked up a camera one day and just started making YouTube videos. Now I'm here at Florida State University, studying marketing and communications. I didn't get into film school or any of that stuff, but I've been able to kind of work my way, you know, through different situations in order to, you know, just keep trying to improve myself. Trying to just keep going after all the stuff that happened through adventures and just, you know, because David and I don't talk really anymore after all of that happened. Like, I mean, he was my suite mate essentially freshman year when he first came to FSU to try to go to the film school. And one night at 11 p.m., David walked into my room sheepishly. It was like really dark. It was like There's one light from the bathroom just on his face. He had a little bit of the Rembrandt triangle. He was like looking at me like this, and it was like, I was like, "Oh, what's up, David? How you doing?" And he was like, "I just tried comedy for the first time." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Are you doing okay, man?" And just apparently he got booed off stage. I mean, I don't know. He apparently went over the time limit. I don't know what happened. People were like talking about him as he was walking home. You know, just to see someone go out of their way to try as hard as they could, it was just, you know, sad to see.
I guess we can talk about Adventures now. There's a lot about Adventures that I can talk about.
After he released Meatloaf, he kind of had, you know, I think he finally like mastered filmmaking. And, you know, after that he was like, what next? What next can I do?
David had been working on this script for Adventures, and then he posted on a Snapchat story, and then the character's name on the script was Kate saying her line. And then I slid up and I was like, ha! You can't use that name, that's my name, as like a dumb joke. And then he was like, actually, I wanted to talk to you about that.
I distinctly remember receiving the script to Adventures for the first time.
I'm gonna put it nicely in saying that it was probably not only the worst script I've ever read, but also the worst thing I've ever read at all.
The quality of the script, to me, was awesome. I'm not a writer, I don't know.
I don't think I hated it. I think I hated elements of it.
It's not that big a deal. We can talk about it.
So the movie is about Kate, who's a girl with an imaginary friend.
It's like a daydream. An imaginary friend. You weren't supposed to be around forever.
You were gonna kill me?
No!
She has a crush on this girl who is my character, Artemis, and so she starts making a movie.
Why are you being such a dick? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Happy for you? Nothing. You're my sidekick. I say jump, you say how high.
Clearly, David had some issues going on whenever he wrote himself as
Alexander Socrates Marco the First.
There's no possible way that he didn't expect us to see the parallels between him and Alexander. You know, people would lick the words off his tongue as if nectar were falling from the gods, and David embodied that while I was there.
You know, he was an interesting guy. Oh, yeah, come on.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. We're not doing anything. Oh, go back. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I think it was,
I would call him a cult leader, but like...
Let me look up the definition of cult.
Essentially, you had a dedicated group of 20 to 30 individuals who were specialized in different things and did every possible thing in order to make David's vision come to life.
A system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object.
Coercion is probably not the right word for it.
So he coerced me into doing it for free.
Instead of agreeing to pay people for being in his movies, David instead decided to see how far he could push people.
You don't get opportunities like this, especially in student films.
Once he told me that for Adventures we could just, you know, that he had it written and that, you know, he needed someone to help shoot, I was all on board. You know, I'd been out of my comfort. I've been too much in my comfort zone. I didn't really work on any projects for a while. You know, we were shooting in Louisiana, so I was back at my house since COVID hit, and, you know, I needed to get there. I figured David didn't have any money, so I just paid for my flight anyways, not like he would offer.
He was all over the place. David brought back his chaos demon entity from Florida with him.
Marshall was someone that I met, and I was like, oh, David's not the only one of these kind of people.
He had me sleep on his couch in his bedroom for a few weeks until one day a bug crawled across me, and then I had him sleep in the bed for the rest of the time because I guess he just wanted to make sure I didn't just leave early or anything.
You know, what's it like not sleeping in your own bed? I said I love you.
You know, once I got there, I realized how much stuff we'd actually have to do. He pulled out this whole calendar, which just had like 30 days, just like planned straight out, beat for beat of what would happen. We are rolling, and go ahead and
roll one, scene one, shot one, take one. First day on set was... I was gonna say it was magical, and then I just remembered another fucking thing about it.
We lost a lot of good men that day. No one died.
In the beginning, morale was super, super high.
A little disorganized, forgot some things at David's house. Like, this was a huge production that he was making, so we were cutting him some slack.
We all headed out to the park.
We had so many cast members, and we should not have had that many cast members for the first couple shots.
You know, here comes this guy who at FSU, he was the stand-up guy. You know, we would walk around and then people would be like, oh, there's the stand-up guy, the guy who did that comedy set. You know, I'd come to Baton Rouge and I'd just see him commanding like 20 people around, and I was like, man, David really just has the command of these people. So much of a command that they just put their health into his hands, and he shattered it.
We reached a point where hydration wasn't a priority.
David's sister, she approached him and she was like, hey Dave, can you get me some water? And you know, I mean, David was directing, so like he was like, yeah, I got you in a second.
Well, David being David completely forgot that he said this. Well, we're filming something probably about 30 minutes later. Temperature probably only has gone up.
I know I said Meatloaf was bad, but really, think about 24/7 swamp ass.
And, you know, they were in the middle of filming, David's, you know, directing, and I threw up in a bush.
There was just concern. There was just an aura of concern around the space.
I was terrified that David would yell at me for ruining a take by telling him, hey, I threw up in a bush. So I covered it with some leaves and sat down until he cut the camera.
So we all just kind of look at David. He should know what to do. He's the director.
After he cut the camera, I told him that I threw up in a bush, and he just sort of stood there.
Kind of sits there for 45 seconds, a minute, something like that. Just kind of thinking.
You could see the gears turning. And then he sort of looked up and was like, okay, we need 2 more shots of you, and then you can leave.
It was more of an inconvenience, if anything. He wasn't sad, he was more upset that he wouldn't be able to film. That's when I knew that I had to look out for myself for the next 30 days during filming, because I don't think anyone else would.
That set the tone, I think, for like the rest of how Adventures was gonna go.
I do think that the workplace conditions would constitute a violation of some sort. It was during COVID.
So David didn't have a no mask policy while we were on set, but he also didn't not have a no mask policy on set. You know, it was interesting, to say the least.
Many 14-hour days. There were days when I thought that I would pass out from standing out in the sun for 12 hours straight.
And then something goes wrong, and then he's shocked that it went wrong, and then he gets very upset.
It was like an elaborate form of self-harm. Like, David would just keep doing it to himself. Like, he knew that it was going to make him absolutely miserable, but he would just do it anyway.
The summer of 2020 is when David was most visibly and loudly doing terrible.
David was in a very bad place. It felt like every day he was about to snap.
I would ask him questions, and it was like it went one in an ear and out the other. I would be like, hey David, I haven't eaten in 12 hours. And he's like, okay, what's the next shot then? How am I supposed to survive if I can't eat?
There were days where I would spend the whole day filming. I would be from like 8 a.m. to like somewhere beyond midnight. David is holding me hostage until 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And probably after.
As soon as we done filming, he immediately just went into party mode.
And then I would go home, and then I would sleep for about like 4 hours, and then I would wake up the next day and be ready to do that over and over again.
And to top it all off, he agreed that, or he was saying that it was going to be a musical.
Settle in.
Yes, there was music in it.
The Adventure was an hour and 43 minutes, and there's like 10 songs in it.
Like, I learned that Pitbull sucks so much ass, even if I just realized today.
Hooray! I realized nothing, but I'm a side character anyway.
The quality of the songs reflected David's experience or inexperience in musical production, so there's that.
The continuity may be off, but cinema sins can suck our ass.
And we had to talk to 2 different songwriters, one who was like not in the same state as us.
I think that David's lyrics were They were kind of genius at first, but eventually they kind of sort of just evolved into childish, brash jokes where he would say, "Nutsack of my heart."
When you kicked me. In the nutsack of my heart.
The Nutsack song.
I'll be honest, I didn't really like that one.
Come on.
Something not everyone could relate to. I personally don't have one.
But I really can't say anything more than it's an awful song.
What's the nutsack of my story? What's the moral of my nutsack?
I think it's the most inspired thing that David's ever done. I think it's the only thing that he will ever be fully proud of.
I think the best day of filmmaking was the last day I was there.
Luke had to go to work, and Marshall was leaving the next day, and Luke was not getting off work until midnight.
When we filmed until 3 a.m., the acting is the hardest part song.
We're actors, some of us malefactors.
So we waited for Luke to come back, and we filmed everything. Everything else that we needed to.
Acting is the hardest part of making the world turn each day.
These faces.
And these voices.
And the hiding that I'm gay.
Felt like I was a woman in a Kubrick film.
What can I do to make this the last take? Fucking look at you, everyone.
I just need someone to feel that I'm hurting.
Alright, and
I haven't made a coherent sentence since if you watch the final product closely, you can tell what was filmed at 2 p.m. and what was filmed at 2 a.m. because the light in our eyes had died.
Oh, of course you're asking about the catsuit. Of course, okay? There's two things that I want you to know about the catsuit. One, ever since he fucking played that movie in front of me, something clicked in my head, and I've had nightmares about being in the catsuit still, and it being my skin, and stuff like that, waking up, licking latex. I've had so much mental trauma, you wouldn't believe. I would fucking sue David to the ground, okay? I mean, of course I won't, because I'm so lazy, but and the other thing is, what else is there to ask about? You know, you did great in Meatloaf, Luke. No, you did great. No, you're just asking about the catsuit. Is that going to be my fucking legacy? Is this catsuit? Nothing else? Do I have nothing else for all my hours that I put in? You know, no payment. You know, looking that ridiculous. You know, you looked amazing in the catsuit. Oh, yeah. I'm done.
And also, I mean, the fact that it was over was, it was bittersweet, but, I thought that I would be relieved, but, once I got back to Jacksonville, I realized I had just cut out my own work for me, and, we had to start editing on the film, which is, it was a process.
There were 5 drives and 3 laptops at David's house, and none of them were connecting at first, and then we formatted all of them, and then we distributed the drives.
We decided to split up the film 3 different ways, so we had 3 different styles of editing throughout the entire thing and 3 different styles of coloring. Because the film made plenty of sense already. We were worried that it'd make too much sense, so we decided to split it up, the editing, so it'd be easier and also wouldn't make as much sense. So, you don't want to spoon feed it to the audience, we want them... We were going for a memento thing, where, it's, kind of like... And just like...
We could have lost, days of footage if one of us had just, dropped one of those hard drives. But we didn't, and it worked out, so... That's good. It got done in the end.
Honestly, once David got what he wanted from me, I haven't heard from him since. I'm hoping he'll come back to maybe possibly work on my project. I hope that his influence would help it come together, because I'm still working on my own. I don't even know how to talk to people like that, man. He was just able to... It was whatever... He said jump, and they said how high. They didn't ask why. They just did it.
Happy Meatloaf, dear David. Happy Meatloaf to you.
Sounds a little Irish.
Kate, want to slate?
Yep.
Slide it up.
Scene 1B. Take 1.
Stop being on fire.
Okay. Right.
Okay, go.
You're not the Unabomber, right? Fuck. What is it? You're not.
We are mere hours away from a paradigm shift. I am. We are in the middle of a paradigm. Fuck.
At the start of sophomore year, David moved into the dorm with me at Loyola, and this was supposed to represent his major return to Louisiana, but all I really remember was that he was editing his film that he filmed over the summer, Adventures.
Paradigm shift, adventures. Scotty, you hype the people up.
I'm pregnant.
Kate Clark did get into T-Buff, which is
Good old T-Buff, Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival.
What? Really? Actually? Yay! Obviously, of course I was happy, but also, like, what film festival did this?
I think that that's the most suitable film festival for Kate Clark to go into. So it was held over Zoom. It was kind of weirdly organized. The person that was leading it, he could have been like one of David's characters.
The guy leading the interviews ended up saying to David, "Oh, you're the youngest filmmaker to make it into T-Buff." And he just went, "Oh, sick." And then that was it. That was the end of the panel.
We lost.
This is where the magic happens.
Hello, my name is Graham Trainer. I am currently a part-time ice cream scooper, and I was Raymond in the Amazing Aloysius Clark. Almost forgot my own title.
I met David Culotta 5 years ago. Christian film, acting in it. Didn't see him for 2 years. Ran into him at a party. The rest is history.
The first time I found out about the possibility of this film was actually during Adventures. The first day that I was on set for Adventures, Jacob Greer comes up to me and he's just like, and he says, "Just get ready for your own movie."
Sally McSneap saves the world. Alpha 40, take 1, Mark.
Yeah?
You're good, Mark.
And I was like, oh, okay, first day here and I'm already getting my own movie.
This film was definitely a golden ticket opportunity. I definitely thought it would be like my big break.
You definitely felt like you were really cool because you were just like, these college kids want us to be in this.
You know, he was like, I'm working on this thing, Aloysius Clark, about a magician, about an eagle that disappears and a manhunt. And immediately from that, 3-sentence description, I said I'm in.
Or he said, I want you to be, Johnny Grape, who had been alluded to in past films and things like that.
Is that Karen Grape?
Who?
Our congressman. I'm pretty sure that's him.
My father will hear about this. All right, on your feet.
When I first read it, there was a lot to be done, talked about it many, many times, and I would tell David to change things, and then he wouldn't.
There was an eagle. That was the mascot of the school. His name was Eagly.
Raymond does a magic trick that makes the school mascot disappear.
Oh, man.
Of course he doesn't do it on purpose, but everyone in the school blames him.
Terrorist.
David definitely likes to push some boundaries of what would be considered politically correct.
Which, I mean, that's up to popular opinion. I don't know. I'm not going to voice my opinion on that, but
I saw David give direction to actors, told them, think about the loss of Eagly with the emotional weight and importance of 9/11.
If it was filmed 20 years ago, probably would have been in bad taste, but right now, I would let it slide.
The Unabomber?
For Aloysius, I did production design, but I was not actually in it. And because all of David's films are set in sort of the same universe. I was told that I could never be in another one of his projects because, canonically, 2 seconds after the finale of Adventures, Beth Anderson gets crushed by a drunk hot air balloonist.
Aloysius is 100% my favorite The Birthday is my favorite project.
I mean, there is definitely an improvement with every project.
It felt like sort of we had learned so much, and everything was just, it was so fucking clean.
It was still very much a bit of a madhouse.
Like, I'd wake up at 6 in the morning and go out to one of the parks where we'd had to film at.
One of the actors overslept, and I just remember, like, a bunch of crew, like, calling him, showing up at his house, knocking on his window. No response, so he just got recasted.
This wasn't David's fault.
You can do it with the flame on it to make it light up.
Sorry. The smoking
With the flame on it, give it a little. Let Thomas do it.
And so there'd just be a lot of forgetting stuff.
Running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to find things that he needed.
And I just felt betrayed. You know, it was tough for this magnum opus of my thespian career at that point.
Last looks. And keep it going.
And Aloysius Clark, at least, he wasn't trying to steal the spotlight. He definitely tried to write himself in there somewhere, but he didn't try to steal the spotlight.
This better be good.
I was rewatching Minions on Ice.
Oh my god. The amazing Michelangelo.
I think this is a character who David strived to be, this wise, philosophical character that everyone looks up to. But then he made himself look so sloppy. And then the accent, I didn't really understand that.
Who are you? What do you want? You don't have money, club.
Hey, Mike.
Raymond!
David definitely has an accent in the movie.
He's like, I gotta give him a British accent. No, I gotta give him an Australian accent. Wait, no. British accent. Fuck it. I don't think they'll care. It doesn't matter.
What's this kangaroo shot?
We tried to tell him maybe not, but you know, when he has an idea, he sticks to it.
One more time.
There's still cigar shit on his lip. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
We can't see it. We can't see it. Okay.
This. God, it's so
So clever. I did not think of that. Literally at all.
David's next project, Aloysius, was different in the fact that I was actually asked to be in it, despite it only being a quick cameo. Nope. But I remember the whole time he was really stressed and anxious because he wanted to get it done by Christmas break. But knowing David, that obviously didn't happen. He spent a lot of his weekends in January and February driving back and forth between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, and even going home a lot of times during the week to try to finish filming.
This was also kind of the time that David started to lose his mind.
We were filming the fight scene between Blake and Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was a lovely day. Because it was the day I saw David's psyche break.
David says this is going to take an hour, maybe 2.
It was taking a very long time to get a lot of these shots. We weren't really doing anything because it was just those 2 guys on camera.
It got to the point where since we were there so late and we were working so much,
Things were getting pretty delirious. Funky, I'd say, even.
We kind of started messing with them, but maybe pushed it a little too far.
David probably had the most ostentatious mental breakdown I've ever seen.
I said, David, why are you worrying, buddy? It's just gonna go on YouTube and be seen by 400 people. It's not like it matters.
It was literally like it sent him over the edge.
What are you fucking talking about?
Look, pal, I know what I am.
What is that? Money lines?
You guys want to be here?
Obviously you never gambled before. No, I haven't. That's why I'm so fucking confused. I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
sometimes your mind can't handle all of that at once.
No.
Aww.
They're so kind.
They're gonna be kicked out.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Nut and roll.
You literally
Keep going.
Bye, guys. Sorry. Now. It's you. Now.
There's shit on your lip. There's shit on your lip. I would say no in you, right?
No, it's you. Look, Raymond. Wait. No.
Hello, my name is David Winters Culotta I. This project is a TV pilot for a show entitled Freddie Clark's Existential Crisis. We are asking for $5,000, and if we do not reach our goal, I will be shot and killed. And please, so call help, help!
Financially, David has used a good bit of his own money. We have picked up the tab for lots of things I don't think he's even realized. Then there was that time he did the GoFundMe.
So David did not have a job.
You know, there's obviously no problem in asking for help from your friends, but the frequency with which David asked for help from his friends for money was a little, dare I say, off-putting.
Last summer, I spent all my money trying to make a movie.
Please, you have to donate $5,000.
I have no money, and that's why I'm asking for money.
People had some choice words, calling him lazy or whatever, you know.
I heard worse than that, but it's not for this documentary, that's for sure.
You did not raise $5,000.
It's fine. We didn't have $5,000, but we did it. It's good. I'm proud of it.
David became sort of obsessed with this Freddie Clark project.
Once he had this Freddie Clark idea, it was like, that's all there was to talk about.
And Freddie Clark kind of blew up into this, like, this is the movie to end all movies.
Jacob Greer was going to star as Freddie Clark.
At first it was just goofy, wacky shit happening to this guy. Well, you see, I woke up in the woods. Yeah, I woke up in the woods. And one of the goofy, wacky things that happens is that there is a character who is experiencing Groundhog Day. I'm sorry?
Oh, hi, you've never met me, but I've lived this day over and over and over 1,000 times, and I need your help.
Like Groundhog.
Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, you're so funny and smart, exactly like Groundhog Day.
David was telling me about Freddie Clark one day, and as he's describing it, I realized that David is just throwing all caution to the wind in terms of metaphors.
Sorry, I didn't realize that you two still, hung out or...
Well, we don't hang out, but, we kept in touch.
David's movies are a mirror into his own life, and it's a really big mirror that he brings with him everywhere. And then sometimes he takes your face and smushes it in the mirror.
David actually even made a trailer for another movie explaining this exact concern.
I'm trying to write this novel, Augie Allen's Existential Crisis. At this point, it's just becoming a thinly veiled metaphor from my own experience.
It's not clear if it's real or not, but I guess that's the point. Ah, yeah. Have you ever seen Barry Berkeley's Existential Crisis? Can't say I have.
Barry Berkeley's Existential Crisis is a thinly veiled metaphor for David's own struggles.
What? Who said that?
My name is Gonzo Green, and you're gonna want to come with me.
With Freddie, it's kind of stressful just because it feels like everything changes every week. The first pitch was a movie.
Then it was gonna be this podcast thing. Then there was this website, and then that weird Discord thing.
When David was first releasing Freddie Clark, in the trailer, there is a phone number on a lost dog poster that leads to a secret code and all this other stuff that was, a mystery to solve.
So David decided to take this to the next level, and he started this alternate reality game, an ARG, on Reddit, where he would kind of post clues to solve some sort of grander puzzle that related to Freddie Clark.
And it actually caught on.
It blew up.
Never seen anything like it before.
There's people people that we didn't know from all over the country or all over the world just talking about Freddie Clark. And there was even fan art made of the characters, which was crazy.
And people really got into it, although it did start to get out of hand.
There was a group of people that was pretty obsessed.
They dug up over the course of a week or 2 weeks or something like that.
They found his personal email. They discovered his social media.
So for someone to have no idea who this person is and just be so obsessed, it's like you don't even know half of it.
So David's still trying to run this ARG, and he kind of tells me that it's like a lot of work to run it, and it's kind of driving him insane. And so, I mean, my response was just like why do you have to keep running this ARG? Like, why does it matter? And he was basically just like, literally I had to do it. Like David was kind of driving himself insane, but it was nothing to be concerned about. Until one day he showed me this video of him doing stand-up in the woods by himself.
I never really fully understood what the Showstopper project was about.
All I knew was just kind of whispers from David about stuff he'd been filming by himself.
Gonzo Green is a walking red flag.
David wanted to create the world's first supervillain. I hope this is not used against me in a court of law.
I've met the Showstopper. He's scary. He scares me.
I don't really know what everyone was so scared of, but we could tell that it wasn't David, I think is what was scariest to all of us.
When did David break?
I think it all went downhill after he got rejected from film school.
During adventures, whenever his hair started falling out.
It's very easy to say that David lost his mind in the spring of 2020, and things went on a spiral downhill.
No. He's still slowly spiraling. I think it's slowed down a little bit.
I think every once in a while behind closed doors it spirals quick.
Yeah.
We needed an authority figure, and he was stepping up to it for the most part, but it was clearly hard on him.
What is that?
Like betting?
Yeah, sports betting.
That was the first moment I saw David crack.
His hair just got like crazier and crazier, like throughout the night. He was just losing it. He had not been sleeping.
I mean, David, if you're watching this, you know I love you, but at the end of the day, I just don't think we should work together again.
I've always wondered if making movies will kill David. If David becoming a director will kill the David that I grew up with.
Instead of seeking help in terms of like therapy and his friends and stuff, David completely embraced this multiple personality thing that he's been developing.
The night of his birthday was his lowest. I mean, it was his birthday.
David's had a lot of little snaps over the years, little fractures here and there, right? I am terrified of the idea that one day there'll be a big snap and it all comes crumbling down.
And this is my faithful butler.
Your lives
Nope.
peak today, boys.
You're the
Like a
chosen
day
one.
Very metaphorical.
We're still watching.
Welcome. My name is David Winters Culotta the First. When I was in high school, I created a short film entitled Lasagna, about an ancient artifact known only as lasagna. It resembled a DVD case, and when opened, it would suck its user into a world of cascading and spiraling madness, until the entire universe, and every universe, was destroyed. Since then, I have created one 45-minute short, one 100-minute feature film, another 45-minute short, one 27-minute TV pilot, and one 20-minute documentary, all set within the cinematic universe, set up within lasagna. This is The Lasagna Show.
Welcome back to The Lasagna Show. Our next guest tonight is world-renowned performance artist, political activist, and creator of the Showstopper Project. Ladies and gentlemen, may I humbly present to you the man behind and in front of the curtain, the one, the only, Gonzo Green! Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We're very glad to have you here tonight.
Yes, it's very good to be here.
We're quite honored to have you here. You're quite a tough guy to track down.
Yes, I don't get out much, but the Lasagna Show? How can I pass that up?
You're too kind. All right, now let's jump right into it. This is you.
Yes, that's me.
Care to elaborate?
Right, so that's me as the Showstopper, who is a character I created to be the world's first supervillain.
Right. Now, you've recently been described by LNN as a dangerous, babbling, nonsensical maniac. Make no mistake, the artist, known as Gonzo Green, is not an artist masquerading as a terrorist, but a terrorist masquerading as an artist. How do you respond to that label? Terrorist.
Well, I'm an artist first and foremost. Everything else comes after that. But the definition of a terrorist? I don't know. A terrorist terrorizes. Are horror directors terrorists? Are scary clowns terrorists? Are you a terrorist?
Well, I've never incited riots.
I've never killed anyone. And I don't encourage violence of any kind. I just like creating characters.
The world's first supervillain, right?
If you're going to change the world, you might as well do it with a little pizzazz.
I think we have a clip.
Welcome to the Showstopper Project. The world's on fire, and the flame's only getting hotter. It's all a bad joke, and nobody's laughing. And we should be laughing. Because it's funny. The world's on fire, and I'm going to add... Because it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
To those of you just tuning in, what you just witnessed was footage broadcast live by terrorist Gonzo Green, aka the Showstopper, issuing a vague threat against American citizens. Joining us now to discuss this footage is political activist and self-proclaimed superhero Interrobang. Thank you, Interrobang. We're glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, what can you tell us about Gonzo Green and your experience working against him?
Well, Gonzo Green is a nihilist. He doesn't care about institutions. He doesn't care about human lives. He only cares about one thing. Attention.
What do you think is the worst thing Gonzo would do in order to get attention?
The question isn't what would he do. The question is, what wouldn't he do?
Truly disturbing. Now, can you tell us anything about Gonzo's latest work, the Showstopper Project?
Ladies and gentlemen, arsonists and thieves, criminals of all ages, may I humbly present to you, Interrobang! What's the matter? The only voice of reason left in the world suddenly can't find anything to say? Aw, I knew that was bad, but it didn't give you the invitation to interrupt me. Let this be a lesson to all those that dare stand in the way of art. You point and laugh at all sorts of madness and horrors you see on television, but as soon as it's real, it's a whole different story. Well, this is my story now, and none of it is real. Ta-da!
My name is Alexander Socrates Margot. I'm an adventurer, philosopher, metaphysician, and as I've recently discovered, fictional character in this book. I don't know where this book came from, but everything written in it is true, perfectly transcribed. Events no one other than myself could possibly... If I'm not real, I have to figure out what's going on. The author of the book, she was a character in a TV show recorded to this VHS tape. There seem to be layers to all of this, and there must be some way to climb them.
In my studies, I've discovered known only as lasagna through a world of cascading and maddening reality. Real world, where their minds are ultimately destroyed. Maybe my only studying lasagna, the more I come to understand. I'm but one man, but there's an infinity out there. Even if I am real, I don't think I matter. I don't think any of this matters. But I really hope I'm wrong. Eureka! Reality is lasagna. Layers atop layers. Continuities within continuities. Create a device. Derivative of lasagna. Peel back the layer. Reach the base reality. The unfortunate possibility that all of reality is destroyed. But if none of this is real, then it doesn't matter anyway. I call myself Dr. Nihilus. I'm going to pretend to be insane. Unleash the full power of my device, which the world will soon come to know as Meatloaf!
Wow, that's a lot to take in.
Yes, I know it can be a bit much for most, but hopefully people can soon come to see the world the way I do.
How exactly is that?
Well, once I figured out that none of this is real, it became a lot easier to make my art.
What do you mean, none of this is real?
My first character, Dr. Nihilus, he was my first attempt at a supervillain. And he was alright, but it wasn't until after my failed attempt to destroy the universe.
I remember that! You held the world hostage with that device.
Meatloaf?
Yes! Whatever happened to that thing?
It was taken from me, but through using it, I was able to access a world beyond our reality. A world I never knew existed, before being chewed up and spit out here.
This just in, exclusive footage of what is believed to be an interdimensional rift. The identity of the individual who emerged from the rift is unclear, although it is apparent he is not from this world.
At the crossroads between existence and conception, nowhere in the physical world, nowhere you could possibly imagine, there exists a realm connecting all realities, possible and impossible, fiction and non. Over the centuries, it's been known by many names. The Bardo, the Twilight Zone, the world between worlds, a purgatory surrealist nightmare.
Well, what do you call it?
I call it Elsewhere. There exists an audience watching everything. That's where our creator came from. That's where lasagna came from. And I'm going to get there. I'm going to take it from him. And I'm going to break out of this reality. I realized it didn't matter what I did or didn't do. It was all just a fantasy, a game, a tale told by an idiot.
Told by who?
By whom? I know you're watching. I know you don't care. Everything that's happened, you've allowed it to happen. And everything that's gone wrong is your fault. This is your story, and you can let it play out however you want. But your story needs a villain. And if you don't step in, I'm going to destroy everything you've created until you do. You want to fight? I'll bring you a war.
Soon you'll understand. None of your petty lives
matter. You're all just
characters. Killing you is the same as killing ants.
Soon you'll understand how genius my art is.
Soon you'll worship me. I'll make you worship me.
Gonzo Green is his name, the performance artist taking the world by storm, claiming to create the world's first supervillain. Welcome, Gonzo. We're glad to have you here tonight.
I'm so sorry, but Gonzo couldn't be here tonight, so I'm taking his place.
Oh, and who might you be?
I'm the Showstopper, the world's first supervillain.
And what do you have to say for us tonight, Showstopper?
I have a threat for a man I know is listening.
And who might that?
His name is David Winters Culotta the First. He created me. He created you.
Is he God?
No. He's a fool. A child who picked up a pencil. A film student who wrote himself into his own film like some sort of jackass. But that was his mistake.
There is a way out of this world.
The fourth wall was not built by a god,
but by a man. And men can be manipulated.
And men can be killed.
I fought him once before. In Elsewhere. But due to the circumstances, I was unable to take his place.
How would you take his place?
Come on. Do you really think it's a coincidence we're entirely identical? I don't know. I guess I just thought... I'm going to break out of here. I'll take over this body. Play you for a change. You're too unstable, too far gone. You can't play all of us at once. Not like he can. Not like God.
Not like Gonzo.
David Winters Culotta the First. Admit it, you're fake too, invented by the real David to hide behind, like the
coward he is.
We're in a film, and a shitty one at that. You see, going to elsewhere allowed me to see the strings, to see the cameras. David plays me, but he didn't think this thing all the way through. After all this time, I finally found it. That's why I agreed to come on the show tonight. I finally found lasagna. I'm in control now. I don't have to go through elsewhere. I can move through realities however I want. I can play multiple characters at once. I can play the Showstopper in all his different incarnations. I can play you.
Ah! It is good to be back.
It's good to see you, old friend.
Are we moving on up?
Well, he's right behind that camera.
Wonderful.
Shall we?
We shall.
You're next, buddy. And cut! And that's a wrap. Great work, everybody. Really appreciate all of your hard work. It really means a lot to me. I know this project is a bit ridiculous,
No,
but...
Absolutely not. You think this is over? This is just getting started.
Sorry, guys, I'm not quite
You
sure.
know exactly what's going on. You wrote the thing, didn't you?
Yeah, the lasagna show, but this...
Enough! I've had it with you. Playing God for so long, you've started to deify yourself, you puny, weak child.
That's big talk from somebody who doesn't exist.
How do you people stand him? And all these silly faces, voices all the time, non-stop. Do you not get tired? You want to know what the Showstopper project really is? His show stops. Permanently. And it stops right now.
Easy, big fella. I don't think you want to do that.
You bastard.
I have my moments.
You wouldn't.
Try me.
Wait. This isn't real.
Cut! No!
I thought I'd have something better to say at this point. I don't need to say anything at all. Let's go.
You got it. You've got an hour. Can I hit the button? You want to see David again? You've got an hour.
All right. This is on. Surprise!
Michelangelo. I don't have an accent either. Surprised about that. It was a bad idea. I'm sorry. I learned my lesson. You probably have a lot of questions. First answer. Welcome to Culotta Games 3. So glad you could be here.
No. See, I haven't been doing well, Chris. But
You haven't been doing well?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh.
Because I haven't been doing well, I've been talking to David too much. So I haven't fully seen, like, you know, can't fully judge how well he's doing, but it seems like not too well.
Oh wait, this is actually the gas station they filmed at?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I think, oh God, Chris. That's why I was
It kind of
confused.
looks like.
I
Were
went to
you there when you
Murphy's.
filmed it?
Yeah, I filmed it.
No. Wait, we didn't film at this one.
Dude, what the fuck?
We didn't film at this. What is going on? We didn't film here. We didn't film here.
I know.
Why are we here?
Well, I walked out of the woods. And
We didn't film here.
I know.
Why are we here?
It's better lit though.
Who are you? Is that why he chose it?
I'm Freddie Clark.
Freddie.
Freddie Clark. Okay, here, I'm gonna come out and ask you questions, Freddie. Try to figure it out.
You're very Berkeley.
Freddie.
We're trying to find David Culotta or Gonzo Green or somebody who's broken out of.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
No clue. Who'd you come with?
Have you had a
Freddie?
strange day?
What?
Who'd you come here with, Freddie?
I walked from the woods.
You walked from the woods?
But this loop, there was a book. Last loop, I tried cigarettes for the first time.
Oh, last loop?
They weren't worth it. You goober.
Wait.
You like your
I think
style.
I'm having an existential crisis. I like your style.
Dude, it's gotta be Chris Cronin's existential crisis. Figure this out, bro.
Dude, join the effing club if I may
Maybe
say so.
that's the end game.
Yeah, maybe it's just to make me completely lose my mind so me and David can truly understand each other.
If it gets me out of...
Go. 2 B's. Or 3 B's.
Okay, stop.
Wait.
That's not.
How many B's were there?
2.
2 B's.
2. Drop the S.
Drop the S.
2B.
2B.
Or not to be.
Or not 3 B's.
That's really close.
Yeah. Am I close?
So fucking.
Okay. 2 B's. Or not. What the hell is going on? That is.
You're kind of okay. You're messing with. Cut for a second. Cut.
Okay.
Cut. Jesus.
So here's the situation.
I love that movie. I've seen the movie so many
Okay,
goddamn
so
times.
David Culotta, who is the creator of all of this,
What?
all
Who?
of you, yeah, y'all are just figments of this guy's imagination. David Winters Culotta the first, Gonzo Green. No, I don't have
The first?
How about Alexander Martin? That might ring a bell for you.
Yeah.
I don't like the concept of putting like the first by your name.
Well, oh, are they having one of those things? Are they having a car show? I don't like this.
What's your end game,
Stop.
fuck boy?
I don't fucking care anymore at all, dude. See what I just did with that? This is the fucking. Where's the button? This. Whoa. This is an excuse. This is an excuse. This whole fucking thing is an excuse.
That's alright.
David couldn't fucking handle it. Couldn't handle it. So we made a deal. And I made a deal with you people. And you couldn't even deliver on that.
The clues were quite big.
The clues were quite vague.
You shouldn't need a fucking clue, dumbass.
Hey, I want to hear you shit from you, Freddie.
I'm not Freddie. I'm Tim, dumbass.
It's so good. Oh, it's so good seeing them try, huh? So good seeing them
Look,
try.
we're just trying to fucking make sense of this whole thing, okay?
You know who my brother is?
Brother, I know who he is. Fucking David made him in his own fucking image, dude. I know all the little things. I made it. He made it.
Put the button down.
Put the button. Put.
Don't be mean.
Put the button
Don't
down.
be mean.
I can be mean.
Why are we here?
I still don't know. I still know.
It's so massive.
Shut up.
What? Get to it.
Get the camera. Turn the fucking camera on. Now. You got one camera running?
We got A-roll.
Fuck
We got no B-roll. What
I'll take it. I'll take it.
C-roll.
I'll take it.
Every person plays their part, something like this.
Stop it. No.
Don't be mean and don't win.
Stop. Fucking, I'm in charge.
What happens now?
You raise a good point. What happens next? I hit the button, and then the movie's over, right? And then we go, and we try it again, and again, and again, and it just gets bigger, and it just gets worse every fucking time. Jesus, it's never gonna end with him. And you people tolerate it all the time? You people came here, what, for him? For him? Yeah. Put it in.
I'm not afraid to press it. Give me the fucking button.
It's my button.
You're stuck in rising action.
I know I'm stuck in rising action, fucking plot diagram, fucking freight tag, fucking 8-part story, Dan Harmon. I don't know.
So how does it fucking end?
I don't know how it ends! It was supposed to end with screaming.
Right fucking now!
Give me a fucking pen! Give me a pen!
Is there one in that bag?
They're not in my bag.
This was supposed to end.
Here.
This was not, it was not, like, what's it supposed
Write it on my...
I don't want to write it, I don't want to write it. It's just supposed to happen. It's just supposed to happen. How? I don't know how.
It made me do it. Give me the fucking
No,
button.
it's mine. It's never gonna end. I know it's never gonna end, so take it.
Just fucking...
Stop it! Give me the fucking button! Give me the...
This is what you fucking
Give me
wanted!
the button! Give it to me! Give it to me!
It's gotta have an ending, buddy.
Wait, now you're gonna fucking
Cool it! Cool it!
Did you guys... Oh, I knew this was fucking gonna happen. They always say
my
people
God.
closest to you are the ones that are more likely to drug and assault you. Probably it.
Well, that's it, huh? Whether we like it or not, she hit it, so by the logic of the thing, it's over, huh?
I actually got to go to brunch tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we're all...
Oh, God. Don't push it again. It's weird.
We're
David, get on the fucking ground.
Slow, dodging her.